Hi, it's Ray Pucci with the Delaware County Chamber of Commerce. With the pandemic ensuing, this is a very stressful time. It's stressful for all of us. It's stressful for your business, it's stressful on you, it's stressful on your family, and we're all concerned about our own health, the health of your business, the health of your family, but also our mental health. And the Chamber is concerned about that as well, and to help you through these very difficult times right now, we've partnered with Maia Wilde at Maia Wilde Consulting to introduce us to some techniques that we can use right in our offices, right at home, to alleviate some of that stress. Maia?
Thanks, Ray. So I'm going to be teaching you a breathing technique today, but before I even just jump into that, I want to just say a few things, which is that stress relief, it feels good, right? So in my opinion, that's a good enough reason to apply some of the stress relieving techniques that I'm going to be sharing with you. But also, we often fall into our stress response of fight, flight, or freeze, right? And I know most of us are familiar with fight or flight, but we also can fall into freeze, which is paralysis. So this exercise I'm going to be sharing with you today can gently help you shift out of that stress response so you feel better, but also so you can get more into what's known as elastic thinking, which is where creative problem solving takes place, whether that's in your business, in your life, anywhere that you could use some creative problem solving, which we could all use right about now. And it also, when you're relieved of stress, increases your immunity. So for all of these reasons, stress relief isn't just some soft extra. It's not fluff. It's actually something that can have a very concrete impact on our lives, our well-being, and our businesses. So this breathing exercise I want to teach you today is called the oxytocin breath. And so I want you to stand with your feet probably hip width apart, and you're going to have your hands up like this, and you're going to feel completely ridiculous, okay? So if you need to bring anybody who's in your house with you into this room to do the exercise with you so you're not self-conscious, do that, or let them know you're going to be making some interesting vocalizations, because we're going to be inhaling and then shaking our hands and making a sound. Now, the reason we're going to be making the sound is that by vocalizing, you vibrate the vagus nerve, which runs top to bottom in your body. And when you're tense, it sends out this signal that you need to be stressed out. But when you make this vocalization, you start to vibrate that nerve, and it instead releases oxytocin, which is the cozy home, everything's safe hormone. That's what we want to do. So the vocalization is really important. So stand with your feet hip width apart, kind of loosen your knees, loosen your hips a little bit, loosen your shoulders. Take a moment to just get settled in and grounded. You're going to raise your hands up like this, and then you're going to exhale fully. And we're going to do this 3 times. So you inhale, and as you exhale, you go, ha, and shake your hands, ha. And if you feel ridiculous, even better, exhale fully, right? Okay. And then back to normal. Inhaling a second time. And then exhaling, shaking your hands, all the way out. Are you starting to feel that? You might be a little lightheaded. This is good. You're getting fresh oxygenation. And one last breath. So make sure all the air is out of your lungs. Inhaling one final time. Hands up and exhaling. Are you already feeling more mellow? Do that. Normally 3 breaths should take you down a notch. I already feel it. I feel a little bit groovy right now. And that's what I want for you. So do it as many times as you need to. You can do it in the restroom. You can do it with your kids. Kids love stuff like this. You can do it really anywhere. And that breathing exercise probably takes maybe, 1 minute? So I'm Maia Wilde signing off with this oxytocin breathing exercise. And here's to all of us feeling relaxed while we take on today's new challenges. Hey, Maia Wilde here with video number 2 on stress relief in these COVID-19 stressful times. You may wonder why I'm standing like this in this pose with my arms like this, what's known as the Wonder Woman pose. I'm actually standing like this because what I want to teach you today is what's known as a power pose. Now, these stress reduction techniques that I'm teaching you, they're not fluff. I'm going to say that over and over again because often we think of things like stress relief as soft, right? Like I'll relax when I'm done stressfully dealing with the problems in my life. But the truth is, when you are in fight, flight, or freeze, it's really hard for you to think clearly. It's hard for you to take, like neutral action to really get to the creative solutions. So changing your body and how your chemistry actually is a fantastic tool to get you clarity and to get you out of fight, flight, or freeze. So standing like this in my power pose, my Wonder Woman power pose, actually can start to change your levels of cortisol. So this is one power pose. I'm going to show you two today. This is known as the Wonder Woman power pose. By standing like this for 2 full minutes, you start to lower your cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and you actually start to raise your testosterone. Now, that's not a bad thing for men or for women, because what the testosterone hormone does is it leads you into a leadership position chemically in your body. So your stress goes down and your sense of being in command or even in control of your situation goes up. And so isn't that a fantastic way to approach today's challenges, right? So, okay, Wonder Woman is one pose. I'm gonna show you my favorite, all right? You gotta get a chair, pull up a table or a desk, and then totally like you are Lord of the Manor, CEO of the world, you put your feet up on the table or the desk. You lean back, you put your hands behind your head, and you just clock it for 2 minutes. Do you feel any different? I start to feel a shift about 1.5 minutes where suddenly I feel calmer and I feel more in what I like to call creative command. So maybe not in control. You can't control anything, right? But we can control how we feel inside ourselves. This is sort of the art of mastering your emotions and stepping into a leadership role, even inside your own self and your own sense of mastery over life and how you feel, which we might not be able to control outside circumstances. When can we ever? But we can control how we feel and how creatively we approach things. I could just chill like this all day, but really you just need 2 minutes. All right, that's tip number 2, power poses. Hi, I'm Maia Wilde with video number 3 on how to relieve stress in these crazy COVID-19 times. I'm sharing some tips and tools and practices with you from my Wild Wellbeing program, not only so that you feel better, which I believe is actually a good enough reason to do stress relieving techniques. Feeling better, why not? Why not stop there? But also relieving stress, it helps get you into creative problem solving, and it also increases your immunity. So I invite you to take these recommendations really to heart and really take them as techniques that you can be employing right now in your life that will impact not only your health, but your well-being, your family's well-being, and potentially even your business and any other challenges that you might be facing. So today I want to talk to you about self-care. Now, self-care has gotten a little bit of a bad rap recently because people think it's this light, fluffy thing. It is not light. It is a necessity. Now, self-care looks different for everybody. So not that we can go get a manicure or a pedicure right now. Some people love to do that. I hate that. It feels like car maintenance or something to me. So I don't feel like that's a way to create a self-care atmosphere for myself. But that option is even off the table these days, right? So if you want to look at self-care as something that will really help you reduce your stress, create a sense of well-being in these crazy times, and help you begin to feel in command again about your life, and create maybe even a sense of bonding and connection with the people that you are self-isolating with, you can start to get creative. I'm sitting on a couch, for instance. Sometimes sitting on the couch is bad, not self-care, right? When you become a couch potato and you need to get up and move around. But sometimes when you've been busy, you're running around, you're feeling stressed out, you just need a mini vacation to sit down on the couch, relax, really rest. It could be something that simple. It can be bubble baths. It could be, before coming in to shoot this video, I took a really hot shower and then I turned the cold water faucet on. I always get scared when I'm about to do that, but after I've taken this cold shower following a hot shower, it's known as contrast showering, I feel invigorated and alive, and it's actually really great for your body's immunity, but it also can just invigorate your spirit and your mood. So you get to play around with this. What are some things that you'd like to do, maybe that you haven't had the chance to do before, that would help you feel taken care of? Because as adults, we're busy making things happen, right? Taking care of business. But really, it's like if you have a little baby who's crying, you pick the baby up and you cuddle it, or we'll do all sorts of crazy things to make a baby smile, right? But we don't do any of that for ourselves. So I just want to open it up for you. What would make you smile? What would make you feel relaxed? What are some self-care things that you have always wanted to try? Lying down on the floor, letting gravity take all of your tension out of your body. We never give ourselves permission to do stuff like that. That could be something. And one thing that I do with my private clients is create like a morning ritual to ground the rest of the day. I worked with a client last week who loved her morning ritual when she was driving to work, because her husband was out of the house, so she had time alone, and because she had a long drive where she didn't even turn the radio on, she just sat quietly with herself. So we looked at what she loved about that morning routine, and then we recreated one for her now where she's self-isolating at home with her husband. She's working from home, so she could be working in her pajamas the second she gets up. So we started her taking 3 deep breaths in bed, then washing her face and starting to get freshened up. She's not skipping breakfast. She's going to get on the treadmill for 20 minutes, maybe read, maybe listen to music, maybe have quiet time. So I don't know what it looks like for you. It needs to be something that really feels caring to you, that isn't like, oh, I should write in my journal and do yoga. If you hate that stuff, sit with your coffee and gaze out the window. Self-care, though, is really important all the time, but especially now, and especially now when we're challenged by either being home alone, when we're not used to that, or being home with other people, and we're not used to spending quite so much time with them. So any kind of self-care ritual or experiment that you would like to explore, I invite you to just jump in and take it on wholeheartedly as a stress relieving technique here in these crazy times.